Do you ever find yourself rooting for the ruination of some successful person? Sometimes it's even someone you love or care deeply about, and yet there's still the little devil on your shoulder, getting all giddy at the slightest sign of their downfall. You probably feel bad about that. Sometimes you wonder if you yourself are an awful person, and why it is that you seem to uncontrollably think these awful thoughts. Unless these people are your arch nemesis, then chances are you don't actually hate them. So why then? Why are you sitting on the stands and relishing in their downfall? Well, I hope to shed some light on this bizarre complex that seems to bewitch us all, and it'll all get knocked out in the time it takes me to beat the pants off of some ranked team in Rivals. So how's that for a raw deal? So I'm sitting here with a capital D-sized smile plastered on my face, watching videos from my usual YouTube suspects, and I stumble across this video by good old WhyLearn. You remember WhyLearn, right? I talk about him a lot on this channel. He kind of inspired the whole thing, and that's why I settled on this model of videos. And I made a video responding to one of his as well. Anyway, he's on TV talking about what he made this last month of entrepreneurship, and how it's been a loss for him. I feel like I'm drawn to this video a little bit more so than the ones that I usually watch on his channel. He usually talks about his life while I'm following right along while he wipes the floor with some fools out in Call of Duty. The video ends and I engage with his content just as I usually do, leaving a comment or whatever, and then I begin to scroll through the rest of the comments. There's tons of interesting perspectives down there, as you can all imagine there is, from the "this was a solid video, thanks," all the way to "why the heck are you on here doing this?" But in the sea of comments, one stood out to me. There was this comment where someone thanked him for posting a video about him having a substantial loss. He explained that even though he wishes him the best with his entrepreneurship, it also made him feel really good to hear that he wasn't doing so well. This comment struck me both as odd and yet strangely genuine. And, like any good YouTube comment does, it triggered the Michael Jackson effect and had me observing the man in the mirror. And the man I saw was a dark and evil mustache-curling villain who revels in the downfall of everyone. All joking aside, this want to hear the good doing bad or poorly is a very common concept. The phrase "misery loves company" exists for a reason, and for whatever reason that YouTube comment hit me at the right moment to cause some serious introspection. I can find multiple times where someone will be sharing good news for me, and there's some dark voice in the back of my mind wishing that they would slip and fall on a big old pile of poo. And these aren't strangers that I've been talking to either. It's my brother, it's my longtime friend, it's my favorite coworker. I genuinely hope for the best for all of these people, and I want them to get everything out of this life that they want. Whenever I do great things, these people jump at the chance to say how proud they are of me, and it feels great and sincere. So why then? Do they, like me, think in the back of their mind these horrible things and root for my downfall? Or am I a broken and unique person in that way? Well, I can't speak for them, as I can't jump in their mind and understand it, but I know I'm not alone in this. But this all brings me back to the phrase, "misery loves company." It makes enough sense on the surface, but I'm not a miserable person. If I'm being honest, I feel I'm one of the few actually happy people out here in life. A lot of us put on our happy masks and make an effort to impress or blend in, but that is not the case for me. Having had cancer at the ripe age of 6 helped to shape my life and mindset in a much more positive way, and I've been able to maintain that for a good long while. Being privileged enough to just wake up another day, interact with loved ones, eat great food, and carry my team in Rivals means that I'm not putting on a mask of fake happiness, and I am in fact genuinely happy in this life, and so authentically comfortable with myself. And yet these thoughts still persist. This magnet-level attraction to other people's misfortune keeps drawing me in, like a moth to a bug zapper. Only in this case, the zapper is my own moral compass scolding my crappy behavior. I was digging for a deeper understanding of this disgusting habit I discovered about myself, and that digging naturally brought me to social media. And I know what you're going to say, "Social media is such an easy target, get lost." And it's true. Social media is an easy target, but it's also all too prevalent in today's society for me to just ignore. The fact of the matter is that social media exists in part to share those big wins with friends and family in one single blast post. It's of course evolved way past that, and now people are sharing posts about their boots made from cookie dough to loads of cracked out zombies on social media slaves. But one thing remains more consistent than not, and that's that most people are likely to share their wins on social media and not their losses. And algorithms are more likely to share those wins with you than they are those losses. So, what effect does that have on us? Well, it inflates our expectations of others and depresses our realizations of ourselves. If everything you see about Sally Joe is that house that they just bought, that Lambo that they drive, and the spanking hot spouse that they have, and etc., it's going to give off this false image of perfection to their life. And usually, we step back and look at these things and we can talk ourselves off the realization slope and recognize that their life is indeed not perfect, and that they're here only sharing their wins. But we all have those moments of weakness when we're already feeling down and we boot up the doom scroll device and plug ourselves deeper into a depressed mindset because all we see are snapshots of positivity. Their single snapshot is somehow still better than your entire life is right now. I know, dark stuff, but we have those moments, and that's what I'm here to examine, understand, and hopefully overcome. First and foremost, if you ever engage in a doom scroll that dark, recognize that you're not in a healthy place for social media at that time. Turn off the doom scroll device and go do the thing that resets you. Cuddle your cats, make love to your spouse, beat the pants off of some helpless team in Rivals. Whatever it is, recognize the unhealthy mindset, log off, and reset. But it's ultimately this effect that social media has that amplifies the glorification of people's downfall in our minds. If we only ever see Sally Joe absolutely blasting away at how great her life is, it's going to feel nice to hear something bad about her. If nothing else, it allows us to ground Sally Joe as being a real person and not some social media cardboard cutout. And it's not so much that we're cheering for this person's downfall as much as we're just relieved to learn that Sally Joe is an actual person with flaws, depths, and the whole bit. And even more minute, it's just a different kind of content, so you're not seeing the same stuff all the time. And I think that's the clear distinction I made between obsessive peer deprecation versus having an actual happy mindset. It's a wild dichotomy to wrap our heads around, that in a world that's inundated with negativity, we can still simultaneously exist and experience a space that is abundantly positive as well. Both create their own problems and deny us any chance of having any sort of balance in this life. This isn't a political channel, and I honestly don't believe in American politics, so I won't dive into the obvious problems that negative space has on society. Though I am prepared to comment on the less obvious problems that the abundance of positivity on social media has on us. As I've said before, it's a relief to see someone struggle because it makes them more relatable, and it seems more like a genuine creator. So then, when we experience an abundance of positivity, it creates a need to experience a healthy balance of negativity. For some of us, that looks like diving into the more negative side of society. For those of us who are more like me, we start to strive towards content that shows off people's failure and shortcomings. And it was about around this time in my experience that I found my own personal balance in this. You see, I discovered that it was important for me to develop my own balance and regulate myself in that way. After all, some of these creators are people that I do care about. I'm in their corner and I'm rooting for their success. So then, how do I create this balance for myself? I came to terms with it being healthy to be interested in these sort of videos, the videos of people being less than successful. Not because I was happy to see them fail, because I needed that sense of balance in my consumption. Life is full of ups and downs, and if someone is on social media sharing their life story, then there should be a natural balance of highs and lows as well. Using that mentality, I was able to become more comfortable with my urge to click on videos of people explaining their failures or lack of awesome progression. And I could finally understand that I was clicking on these videos because this creator allowed me in on their full journey. Not only share the things that make them successful and seem like a master of life, but also to make a conscious effort to show us that there are pitfalls. I also make a conscious effort to focus on the positive things with all of these videos. So this creator didn't meet their cash goal this month, but hey, it sounds like he really enjoyed some of the things and projects that he did work on this month. It sounds like this guy got rejected by the girl or company that he really liked. I'm glad to see him out there bouncing back with minimum effort. These creators are usually sharing their misfortune with us in hopes that we'll learn something out of it, so make sure and do a good job of getting something out of it. And this doesn't only apply to online creators that you follow. You should really especially do this for the people you know in real life. Sometimes those people need you to point out their successes or upsides so that they can bring themselves out of these ruts. Don't just blindly relish in the fact that they are finally doing poorly. Be there to assist them to get back to the awesome state that you both want to see them in. So in closing, I don't think you're some inhuman devil if you find interest in people's misfortune and or lack of success. Do consider yourself a demon if you celebrate these people's misfortune and or lack of success. It's natural to find interest in certain ill-fated information, as we're all human and life is full of ups and downs for everyone. It's nice to be reminded that you're not the only one going through bad things, though it's important to still focus on the positive and not start bringing these people down by relishing in their failures or being a direct cause of those failures. Don't bring people down to your level just because you feel you're in this awful rut in life and you want people to join you there. Life is full of ups and downs for all of us, and any natural person should feel safe to share both sides of that coin, or else they face looking like a fake social media diva. And, all in all, we can sit comfortably with our decision to watch and enjoy both sides of this content. My books are available on Amazon, links in the bio if you want to check them out. I'd forever be grateful. I suggest starting with Dusty Little Wastelanders or something published after that, as those feature my strongest writing yet. Now go out there and make some changes, bud.